So what we've decided to do is remove the threat system.
You heard it right there. The wilderness is about to become as dangerous as this frog. But maybe that's a good thing. Whenever you're ready, grab your cup of tea, sit back, relax, and enjoy. For more RuneScape guides, content, and news, be sure to subscribe. On August the 1st, 2022, the Wilderness rework was added to the game, changing the look, monster spawns, and mechanics of the Wilderness, and most importantly, turning PvP into an optional feature. To balance the Wilderness's high-risk, high-reward methods, the developers needed to create a new system to make sure that that risk was still existent. And thus, the threat system was born. In short, the system consists of monster spawns and volcanic attacks based on how many activities you were doing or monsters you were killing in the Wilderness. And honestly, this system, while implemented poorly, did deliver on its promise, as completely AFKing certain methods is now slightly more difficult, requiring you to at least pay more attention than completely AFKing. For example, if you're killing Ripper Demons or Abyssal Lords, high-level Slayer creatures, and you get an ambush while AFKing, and they consist of Hydrix Dragons, and they hit you, there's a good chance you're going to die. Which makes me wonder why the JMod said this.
The premise of the Wilderness is it's dangerous and rewarding. So we wanted to substitute the PvP risk with PvM risk, and I feel like it's fairly fair to say that that strategy didn't work. The threat system doesn't really create.
It's almost more annoying now than it used to be, because I never used to see PvPers.
Now, what Motimbo just said is absolutely correct. The Wilderness right now is a lot more annoying or difficult than it was before, because these spawns, these ambushes and volcanic attacks are there 24/7. They're a bit random, but if you're doing something in the Wilderness, you will encounter them no matter what. Encountering PKers, on the other hand, while much more rare, would usually result in your demise if they were at least somewhat competent. But if the premise was to make the Wilderness more risky, why are the mods suddenly changing their minds and removing the single element or mechanic that makes the Wilderness risky for players that are opted out of PvP? Well, Motimbo and Mojak in that stream already gave us the answer. It is annoying, because when you're scaling in the Wilderness, these threats make gaining XP a little bit more of a hassle than before due to you having to run away from these mobs or bring along food and items to reduce the effect of volcanic attacks. And when doing combat training or slaying in the Wilderness, you have to pay more attention. Now, while I for one like the threat level system, the amount of mobs and difficulty of these mob spawns felt quite random. At a low threat level, you could have an incredibly high and dangerous single Slayer creature spawn, while at a higher threat level you could spawn 3 easy killable Revenants. At first, the ambushes didn't give experience or drops until a later patch. These ambushes had Slayer level requirements, so lower level Slayer players were pretty much powerless. So it's no surprise that the majority of players seem to find this system annoying. So what is it that players really want?
The people who are engaging with the Wilderness aren't engaging with the risk-reward element of it. They just like the fact that there's loads of aggressive monsters that they can kill as quickly as possible, right? Like the whole risk-reward element hasn't worked.
Exactly. What Mojak is saying here essentially is that players want to see the Wilderness as just another part of the map, like Anachronia if you will. They don't like PvP because it stopped them from doing activities in the Wilderness as if it was just another part of the map, and they don't like the threat level system for the exact same reason. It is annoying them and stopping them from doing their activities as efficiently as possible. While I do like the threat system, I don't mind it being removed at all. It will also just simply make my Slayer tasks in the Wilderness much easier. It just means that the Wilderness will be losing that danger factor as they don't seem to have any plans of adjusting the threat system or replacing it with something else. I was a little bit disappointed hearing them saying this though.
And then also there are several things that assume the existence of the threat system for balancing. So we need to tweak those, change them. Either nerf them or just tweak how they work so that, because they're balanced on the assumption that it's dangerous and it would no longer be dangerous.
I find this comment to be a little bit concerning because while there was some risk both pre and post rework, it didn't really affect your skilling experience per hour at safe cracking or charming mobs. I really hope this is not going to turn into a Garden of Karith thieving nerf 2.0. I can't really see them nerfing the Hardix Dragon AFK method or the Abyssal Lords in the Wilderness, but I can see them nerfing the Greater Demon Ash Lords and Berserkers because those are, well, pretty good. To be fair, the threat system doesn't really do anything to you if you're doing those, so if you're going to take away one thing from this video, be sure to get 120 Slayer using that method while you can. They also talked about the Mandrift Wilderness Slayer Master, which will no longer provide extra Slayer points since it's based on your threat level and some extra points. But really, that Slayer Master needs to change anyway because it never made sense. You can't use your block and prefer list, and that Slayer Master just sucks in every way imaginable apart from the fact that you get a Wilderness Slayer chest, which really doesn't make up for the fact that you cannot use your block and prefer list there. Get your Slayer tasks at Ikea Grill and then go inside the Wilderness after getting your task. Bada beam, bada boom. Done. I also wonder what they're going to be doing to the items that will be dead after this update, including Volcanic Protection and Trail Beacon items, because they will need some kind of use. But yeah, with that being said, we've covered this unusual change to an update that is coming somewhere in the near future. We don't have an ETA, so we don't know when this is being changed, but it will be changed probably this year, somewhere in the foreseeable future. With that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it interesting. If you did, leave a like down below and maybe even consider subscribing, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.